Your Appa doesn't eat all your hay. So get your big butt off the ground and let's go!
Are you kidding? He's just a goofy kid.
Oh, is this thing on? What's up, guys? It's your favorite mystic, TheSirenSayz, and we're back with another video. So this is going to be a little bit different. I'm editing a little bit differently, you know, get better, get more interesting, whatever. Hope you enjoy my new intro. By the way, I never ever got to talk about that, but hope you like it. So today we're gonna be making that long-awaited video about why I do not hate the Netflix live action. And here's don't hate me, alright? I know with my other Avatar videos, how could I possibly like it? So I'm gonna start with how it started. Disclaimer, just an opinion, you do not have to agree. And also disclaimer, I could be wrong. This is just me hearing the information that I've heard, the facts, not just the rumors, because there are also rumors that have stopped people from liking the show, which I understand. These are the facts that I know that have made me think, okay, I'll give it a chance. Plus my own personal opinions have helped with that as well. I could end up being wrong as well. The show could end up coming out and it could be worse than we even thought possible, you know, or it could be worse in ways that aren't as obvious as the rumors would suggest. So in that way, I could be wrong, but for now, it's just my opinion. I did this so that other people can think about it, because I know most people is like, I don't know about this, and so they're just running to Avatar Studios. But like in my Brian and Mike video, you know why I'm not going to be running to Avatar Studios. They'll drop what they drop. I might watch a thing or two, but you know how I feel about that, so I'm not going to get into that. Alright, so long story short, let's head into the video. Alright, so your favorite mystic, your girl, she has gone through many stages with this Netflix adaptation. It's not even out yet. But because it's my favorite show, I went through many stages when I heard that they were going to be doing sort of a twin series, an adaptation, putting the show out there in a brand new light. Now, at first I didn't know if I wanted this video to be long or short, but right now I'm just going to make it mid, because I don't know how much I want to say or how much I can even say. So let's just start with the characters, the stories, the rumors, and facts would be last. So characters. Well, before we do that, let's just say what my overall thought process was, how it led to me not hating it anymore. So I did hate it at first. I hated the very thought of it. I had gotten over wanting to see Avatar in live action right as soon as Korra came out. As soon as Korra came out, I was like, you know what? Maybe they should just leave the show alone. And I know that makes it seem like Korra is trash, but hey, you thought that. So I heard about the idea of this adaptation, and I thought to myself, why would you do this? Not because of M. Night Shyamalan, like most people thought, but because I just did not think it would be a good idea. You know, it's like, why would you do this? You know, why would you come for the show like this? It wasn't registering to me why this would even be a thing. And so part of me was just very much uninterested in seeing this property at all. Long story short, my mind slowly changed because I wanted to see what was happening, right? You know, I'd always said when I hated it that I was going to see the first few episodes just so I could justify that I knew it was going to be terrible, you know? And I would complain to people about the fact that they were even trying to redo the show after everything that happened with Korra. But after a while, especially after Brian and Mike left, a thought occurred to me. It occurred to me that I didn't want to see Avatar in live action anymore because of how hurt I had been with all the Disney adaptations and all these adaptations of shows that were cartoons, Riverdale. Even though I do watch Riverdale, Riverdale is kind of an example of how something could have been done well and it wasn't. And so for me, there was a lot of points where I was just like, I really wanted to see this. You know, there's a lot of stuff I want to see. I want to see Impossible live action, all that stuff like that. But they always end up so bad. So I was hurt, you know, I was hurt. I was traumatized. I did not want them to traumatize me further with an Avatar live action, because that is my favorite cartoon. I just don't want to see it. Don't do it, right? But after Brian and Mike left, a thought popped in my head, and I thought, they're not a part of it. So it's not canon. And here we are going to talk about what I was saying in my Brian and Mike video about the not canon theory that I have that makes me feel way more comfortable. So, when I say not canon, what I mean by that is, it doesn't matter what they do, if it's good or bad, it's not canon. So, and this is not for everybody, this is just me personally, this is how the canon or not canon thing affects me. If it's terrible and it's not canon, I'm not going to complain about it, because it is not going to be connected to what I already know. If it's great and it's not canon, it just proves my point that Brian and Mike can only do things right some of the times and not every single time. Like, newer people who watch Avatar think that, oh, once Brian and Mike is involved, it's going to be incredible. No, they're not that type of creator. Some creators can be like that, but only a very few. Aaron Ehas. Anyways, so when I realized they were going to be a part of it, I thought to myself, you know what? I can stop hating on it now. Now, let me not say that. I can stop being angry at it now. I might still be hating a little bit, but I can stop being upset, because the people who would have upset me are the people who would have made it written in stone. It would have historically been canon, and that would have pissed me off. So I don't have to live with that reality anymore. You know? And it's almost like saying it's just a TV show. But to me, Brian and Mike leaving made it more of a TV show to me. Because if they were a part of it, it would have been a part of my life. You know, like, Avatar is my life. That's how much I love it, you know? Even though I post it in my room, I might post it one day. But, like, I was just glad that Brian and Mike were not going to be a part of it, because that would mean that it would no longer have to be something that when I'm talking about Avatar, I would have to include it because it's canon. Just like how sometimes I have to include Korra in minute amounts because that's canon. It's one of the reasons why I hate Korra. If it wasn't canon, I probably wouldn't have any videos about it at all. So I was glad, because I was like, hey, now if they want to do something weird and different, I don't need to be upset about it because it's not perfect. It's not my show. But if it is good, I can be pleasantly surprised by either them doing it the way I've always wanted or going a different direction that was surprisingly good, depending on the writing. Everything needs good writing, okay? Now, just a small caveat here. In the other video I'm going to post, my predictions for Atla, it will be what I think they're going to do, not what I want them to do. What I would like for them to do is going to be a separate video. Yes, I'm segmenting my thoughts for content. We do that out here. Anyways. So, next, let's go into the categories. Characters. Now, one of the reasons people were not happy is because they thought that for some weird reason, Netflix would pull an M. Night Shyamalan and cast white people in this role. Now, the only reason I can understand why people would think that, even though I never thought that, is because of stuff like the Death Note remake. And I haven't watched Death Note yet. I might watch Death Note at some point in time. But I know that, you know, Alex Wolff is not Asian enough to play Light Yagami. So they were upset about that. They're like, well, hey, Netflix did that. So from that perspective, I see why they would do that. But the problem is they know how volatile this fan base can get. They already had a remake that was remade with white people in there. So they already have that frame of reference that nobody likes, that people don't talk about it. It's the movie that shall not be named. So they know that they can't do that. If it was never done, then yes, the Light Yagami situation would definitely be a cause for concern. But since there's already an obvious frame of reference of do not do that, I didn't think that they would do that. And they haven't, because we see the cast. You see the cast in my thumbnail. Watch Avatar News and all those other people if you want to see pictures of them and scenes of things that I'm very excited about. So this is characters and casting, alright? Characters and casting, let's go. Alright. So I'm not going to be calling them out by name, just going to be calling them out by who they are playing. Alright? So the guy they picked to play Sokka, he knows a little bit of how to fight. I am very happy about that. Now, at first, I wasn't sure about him because he didn't seem that Asian, but apparently he's mixed Asian. Which, you know what? I wish we could have found everybody perfectly and blah, blah, blah. But I think one thing that they're also trying to do is they're trying to pick people who are already experienced, which I do not mind. One thing I do say for cartoon properties and comic book properties, you either find somebody who looks exactly like the person I need them to look like, or you find somebody who can act exactly like the person you need them to act like, right? So, for example, you either find somebody who looks like Bruce Wayne exactly, build and everything, or you find somebody that acts like Bruce Wayne exactly. I think what they are doing is they are trying to get a mixture of that, with some people skewing more towards look like and others skewing more towards is a good enough actor to act like. And so I'm going to give them leeway on that. I've seen more pictures of him, so the guy who plays Sokka does look more Asian than I thought he did, and I think he will make a decent Sokka. Alright, good. And unpopular opinion, I don't really mind if they tan them a little bit, Sokka and Katara a little bit, because the girl who plays Katara is, you know, she is mixed with what Katara's ethnicity is, but it's not as dark as Katara. So if they want to do a little tanning, I'm not mad at that. Hey, they tanned Raven Simone, so I don't mind if they tan Katara and Sokka. Just saying. It has to look a little bit more natural, but I'm down for it. Now, I haven't watched what that guy who played Sokka was in, but I hope he's funny. And I hope that they train him well so that we can see his progression. And I hope he's a decent enough actor, because what we need the sarcasm, and we need the funny, and we need the natural born leader skills, and we need a little bit of that sexism, you know, to start off the Sokka arc. We need that. Alright. Next character, Katara. The girl that could play Katara is really pretty. She looks like she's 14, so great casting. So in that way, I think she was almost perfect. Like I said before, she's not dark enough, but I'm okay with them subsidizing that with some tanning. It's fine. Now, she doesn't really have too much fight choreography and all of that in her background, but she can learn that. And waterbending is mostly hand movements, so as long as she can get that Tai Chi down, Tai Chi is one of the martial styles that waterbending is from. As long as she can get that Tai Chi down and, you know, does her own research, I'm sure she'll be great. She looks annoying. One of the first times I said her, I was like, oh, she looks annoying like Katara. Don't hate on me. I love Katara. Alright, I do. But you know Katara can be annoying and mothery and extra. She looks like she could be the type of extra that is needed to play Katara. So I'm happy with that. So good casting there. Snaps. Alright, next one. Zuko. Now, that guy actually looks a little tan to be Zuko, but maybe it's just the weather. He has a lot of extensive fighting background, which is, I'm very happy about that. I think he's like a black belt. He was in some fighting competitions. Like I said, go to Avatar News and the Avatarist if you want to see those videos where you can see small clips of the Sokka guy, the Avatar boy, and Zuko boy fighting. Because they actually got a little bit of skill, and I'm very happy about that. Now with the Zuko character, he looks young and brooding, you know. I'm sure it'll be great. Everybody's trying to nitpick and be like, that scar better be incredible. I'm like, look, I hear they're putting in a lot of money per episode. I'm sure some of that is going to go to costumes and special effects. I'm sure they'll make the scar look good. I always thought Zuko would have more of a leaner face, you know. But that's just the way they drew him, so who knows. He looks like he could play Zuko. I don't think Zuko is necessarily a very hard character to play. You just have to have a range of emotional depth for that character, so I don't think it's that difficult. I think he'll do well, and he's good at fighting, so we should be able to see him do firebending really well, the breakdance firebending very well, martial arts, kung fu, and he's also good with knives and long swords, and I want to see that as well. We will see. Alright, next character. They have Iroh and they have Ozai. I'll put those two together. Oh, they also have Zhao. and they have Suki's mom. They have Kyoshi, and yeah. I'll bring in those 5 adults. Inconsequential. I know people were mad about the Suki mom thing. Who is that? And I kind of agree with that. When you are going to be adding in characters, that's how we know you've been to change up the story a little bit. Now, mind you, they're probably changing up the story so they can add more depth and expand on things to make the story a little bit different from the original. And I understand people being upset about that, so I'm not gonna say I completely agree with their choices, but I will see what they have to do when it comes to Suki's mom. Now they have Kyoshi already. I'm kind of worried about that because I don't think I heard who's gonna play Roku. I did hear a rumor that they were just going to make it be one avatar guide per season, which is fine. I think it would be cool to get more, background on the avatar guides and everything, which would make it be like, what if the first background was Avatar Kuruk? But I know as an Avatar fan, we don't talk about Kuruk, we don't care. So yeah, the guy who's playing Iroh is perfect, looks just like Iroh. I could see him spouting some wisdom and also being childish, because Iroh can be childish, let's not lie here. We can see him playing Iroh perfectly, that's great. What's his name for Ozai? Daniel Day Kim? He fine. I thought it was so funny. I was on Twitter and girls were like, oh, genocide? I'm cool with that. Sign me up. They thought he was so hot. They were okay with the Airbender genocide. They were joking around, but I just thought it was funny. Like, a man could be so attractive that, you would say heinous things just to get into his good graces, graces. So, yeah, Daniel Day Kim, I think that's his name, will be playing Ozai. Gorgeous man. I also thought Ozai had more of a lead face than, a square face, but whatever. He's attractive. I'm sure he can give domineering and frightening. We're here for it. We love it. We living. We live. Anyways, next one. Spoke about Suki's mother. Spoke about Iroh. Spoke about Ozai. Zhao. They found somebody to play Zhao. I've probably seen that actor in something. Don't know what. Don't necessarily have a big frame of reference for him. It's okay. He's fine. The adults look like they're cool to me. It's cool. Pick somebody to play Kyoshi. She looks like she could be, the devil make hair avatar. So we'll see. Don't really have much to say about the adults because, the show really didn't focus too much on the adults. But I guess, they pick certain people so that now they kind of can. We'll see how that goes. Alright, next person we will be looking into is Azula and Suki. The girl is playing Azula. I don't know. We'll see if she can really give that depth of emotion, that frighteningness, that intelligence. Because she is frightening, intelligent, smart, but also socially awkward when it comes to situations that do not have to do with espionage or war. So I'd love to see that range. I'm excited to see what she gonna do with the character. Actors, do your research. Watch the show a couple times. Luckily for Azula, she only has to watch 2 seasons. Probably just season 1 if she wants a little bit of backstory on how Zuko feels about her. Like, do your research. We'll see what happening. Alright? Girl's playing Suki. She's really cute. I can already see her and the actor who plays Sokka. All of that. We into that. They haven't found Toph yet. Mei yet. Ty Lee yet. Just some characters that we're waiting on. I haven't heard of anybody who is playing Jet yet. If Jet will even be in this story. I haven't heard of anybody who will be playing... What is that cute Earthbender's name? The one that we saw in the prison. Oh my god. The first Earthbender that they ever saw, who's young like them. I don't know, they haven't casted him yet either. If I remember his name, I'll probably just say it. I'll probably be thinking about it now for the whole video, but it is whatever. So they haven't picked those people yet. Those are pretty important people. Jet's crew, the Duke, Longshot, Smitherby, Pipsqueak. We haven't seen those people yet, and those are season 1 people. So I am very scared, about that, but we'll see how it goes. Now, last but not least, in the character category, the boy who's playing Aang. Now, he's perfect. He's perfect. If this show is long enough, and they kind of make it look like it's only going to be 3 seasons, but I think it could be more, you know. I think season 1 should just be part 1 of the Water Tribe. I don't care if they stretch it out. I'm here for a long form story. He's perfect. He has fight choreography background. He's a cool kid. I can definitely see him portraying Aang beautifully. I am so here for this. So when it comes to the characters are making me more excited about the show because I can see the vision when it comes to the characters. Now, what was the next point? The story. Now, with the story, that's one reason people have been falling off, because even though some of the characters look pretty spot on or pretty interesting, they're hearing about the story and they're not with it. I understand that, but a lot of that has to do with rumors. What we do know is that they're planning to make each episode an hour. They're putting a lot of money into each episode, and they're planning to lengthen out each season. So instead of the first season being water really fast, I think they're planning to lengthen it out. So by the end of the first season, we wouldn't even have reached to the Northern Water Tribe yet, which is what I'm very happy about, because that means that they're going to put more into the character development and the world building. So I'm really here for that. They're adding in Kyoshi so they can make her more integral to the story. They're going to make Suki more integral to the story, which is why they found somebody for her. They are planning to do a lot with this story, and I'm very interested to see what will be going on there. I heard that they're planning to do Roku in season 2, which just shows my point that they're probably going to lengthen out the original season 1 from the original show to make it span across more than one season, which I don't hate. So I like that aspect of the storytelling. Now, that's just what I'll say. I like what I think the story is going for right now. Anything you know, that's a fact, not a rumor, is what I know, and I'm okay with what I know right now. Let's just hurry up before this video ends for the rumors. Rumors is that they're going to be aging up people. I do not know if they're going to be doing that. Alright, some of these kids look old enough that an age up can happen, but some of them look too young. I don't know if age up is going to happen, but honestly, if it does, it's not canon. So they could either do something really interesting with the age up or non-interesting. What ties into the rumor of the age up but also does not have to, I think it's a part of the story, so I'll add it to the story section, is that they want to make it more dark. Meaning, you might see a little blood. You might see people dying during the bending. I really like this because when they finally cast May, y'all can finally shut up. Y'all can finally shut up about May being useless. May's power set is not necessarily useful in a kid show. I know you're saying, oh, Zuko, you saw that he was pretty cool. Yeah, I know. Y'all thought May was cool as well when we could see her using her swords. But in terms of her being in Azula's group, we know that's because she can take people down. So I do hope that this is true about them making it a little bit darker. That way we can see certain deaths on the evil people's side, you know, or even casualties on Aang's side. I don't know what they're planning to do with Aang's character, but that would be interesting or terrible depending. Like I said, it could go either way. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm interested for the ride. In terms of it being darker, they said that might involve sex and kissing and making out. I'm okay with that for Zuko, Sokka, Azula, May, Thailand, everybody. I'm okay with that. Alright, I know people... The only thing I am worried about, which I hope the people are worried about, is that they might try to make Zuko and Katara a thing and push that. No. People do not respect May and Zuko enough. I really hope that with how long form they're planning for this show to be, that they just really dig in to Zuko being with other girls and then being with May and have that be the one true pairing, the OTP. That is what I want to see, alright? I would love for them to build up Aang and Katara the way that they built up Luke and Julie in Julie and the Phantoms. So what they did in Julie and the Phantoms, they were never set on each other immediately, but they grew this friendship that had obvious chemistry. So that even if the show was cancelled, if it had continued and they ended up together, it would be like, of course they're together. You know what I mean? That's how I want Aang and Katara to be, because I want people to respect them more. I don't really see the point of Katara being with Zuko, because then you'd have to change Katara's characteristics for her to be with Zuko. It's just the truth of the matter. She can't be who she is in the show and be with Zuko. It's not possible. Did you see how long it took her to become friends with him? Did you see how long? Do you know how long it would have taken her to go from enemies to friends to love? We didn't have that type of time. The writers did not have that type of time. Okay? Okay. Anyways, what else was there? At this point, it's just my opinions. So I'll have another video for that. But this is what I think. Like I said before, you can disagree. You can have your own opinions. I'd love to see them in the comments. And you can tell me what you think about what I said. Does the idea of it not being canon, so it being safe, so you don't have to abide by the rules, does that intrigue you? Does that make you want to see it? Or does that not change anything and say that, you know, now they can desecrate it? Which I understand. You know, I hate Teen Titans Go because he's like a desecration of the original show. So like I said, if you disagree, I'm not going to hate on you. I get it. I hated this too. But after Brian and Mike left, I could see things in a different perspective. And I hope that this video is showcasing that perspective for all of you guys so you can understand where I am coming from. Anyways, thank you so much for watching these videos, Simmies. It's your favorite mystic, TheSirenSayz, and I'll see you in the next Avatar video. Bye, Simmers. Soo-soo.